Let's go. Greg's got the news, Danny's got the flair. One talks the cloud, the other's out there. Servers spinning, bites keep grinning. Tech talk laughs, let's get the show winning. Cyberwise guys, we're cracking the code. Tech and chuckles on overload. Urge your dreams, cybersecurity schemes. It's the podcast you need, like coffee and memes.
Welcome everybody to a special episode of CyberWise Guys. Thank you for being with us. I'm Danny Frankel, and with me,
Greg Wilson.
today we are at the Microsoft Ignite 2025 event in San Francisco, and today's episode is brought to you by TD SYNNEX. So again, thank you very much for joining us today for this special episode. How are you doing, Greg?
I'm great, Danny. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited. It's been a very exciting event so far. Lots of
Yes.
customers and vendors, ISVs and what have you, and partners. And yesterday at the general session, they had some exciting announcement around security.
Absolutely.
So I would love to explore this with you. But
Yes.
before we jump into that, I want to ask you about something that you are deeply involved in, and that is the creation of agents, security
Yes.
agents.
You know I love talking about those.
I know you love talking. So if you
Yes.
don't mind taking us through some of the agents that you've developed, that
Sure.
would be phenomenal.
Well, Danny, it's been a long process that
Mm-hmm.
we've had to get here where we can now develop agents with Security Copilot, but well worth it.
Mhm.
So one of the first agents I decided to develop was a license explorer agent. The agents that you build should really serve a function to fulfill a need.
Okay.
All right. There's a problem.
Mhm.
The agent can solve that efficiently. So we had a problem where our partners were not easily seeing where they had deficiencies in license. What I
Okay.
mean by that is, do our partners have a good idea of what license they have, depending on service, and what they could have if they had, say, moved from E3 to E5? So the agent does that quite effectively and produces a report in an Excel file that then allows that partner to explore that with their end customer.
Gotcha. Interesting. So when you talk about creating agents, right, can you talk a little bit about the creative process?
Sure.
How do you think of an idea? What motivates you to create an agent for yourself or for organizations to leverage?
Absolutely. So it all begins with solving a problem. Any developer who has done things like these will tell you that it's all about solving a problem and finding that solution for a necessity. The next one is looking at your tools. Do I have the tools I need to get to where I'm going? And that's easy with this one because Security Copilot actually has an entire section just for building. So once that was complete, then it became iteration. So you develop the first thing you think will work, and then you begin to improve it little bit by little bit until you get a final product. And from there, then I'm able to have our partners or other engineers take a look at it and then give me honest feedback.
So a mechanism of peer review, if you
Absolutely.
will, like an academic peer review that
Absolutely.
not so academic maybe, but
exactly.
we'll try it.
To me, it's not academic, but no, that feedback is critical.
Okay.
Critical is feedback. One of the things when you're doing these sorts of processes is the only way you're going to solve a problem is by hearing about the tough spots. So if your agent's not fulfilling that, you need to know. And luckily I had some really great partners I work with that were able to give me excellent feedback.
So thank you for that. And before we jump into to the announcement, the exciting announcement that were made here yesterday, and we'll go through today and tomorrow, I just want to make sure that the audience is aware that on December 4th, Greg and I are going to go through a webinar in details on how to create your own Security Copilot agent.
Right.
So you'll give some examples of your existing agents that were already published.
Absolutely. So when we say publish, we just don't mean publish to Microsoft.
Yeah.
We mean published with your environment.
Yeah.
So we'll be going over the best practices that we've seen so far, what you can expect when you're in the development process, and where you can get help if you need it.
Okay. And maybe one more item that I have to mention before we're talking about the exciting announcement, and I keep pushing that, but I want to make sure that we build up some tension here. Recently, Microsoft introduced 2 new SKUs or add-on SKUs to Business Premium License. And if you are not familiar with those SKUs, those are the Defender Suite and the Purview Suite for compliance. And the Defender is obviously for threat protection. This is something, I would say, relatively new. If you need more information, you can always reach out to your TD SYNNEX rep or reach out to danny.frankel@tdsynnex.com or drop us a note on LinkedIn. So stay tuned for more information about those two important SKUs for customers with less than 300 users that are using the business premium license. And with no further delays, let's talk about some of the exciting announcements that were made here yesterday. The inclusion of Security Copilot within Live license.
Yes.
That was kind of like, wow, that I was blown away.
Absolutely.
I wanted to roll the credit and go back home.
Stood and cheered.
Yeah. So can you give us a little bit,
Sure.
or the audience, a little bit of details on how that is going to be manifested, how it's going to work?
Absolutely. So it's really brand new. And essentially what's going to happen is for every 1,000 seats that you have in E5, you're going to be granted 400 SCUs per month to use for development, usage of Security Copilot. This is important because remember, Security Copilot is also included in these other security services. It's embedded into Defender. It's embedded into Purview. So this will be excellent if you're really trying to bring AI into your environment using Microsoft.
And what happened if you have E5 license, but you have less than 1,000 users?
Then that will be prorated.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
yes, there's new information coming out. Seems like minute by minute.
Okay.
That there is a proration. The specifics we still need to work out.
Okay.
That will be we'll check that documentation, but we do know that there is going to be some options for you if you have less than that.
And that will be in effect as of December 1st, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, stay tuned for more information about Event Security Copilot. The other announcement that was made yesterday that took me by surprise, I got to admit, was the opening of Foundry to open source AI platform.
Yes, Anthropic.
Yes.
You have access to Anthropic's Claude.
So can you explain our audience a little bit more about it, what it means, and what are some of the risks that inherited into working with third-party platforms?
Yes. So Microsoft has recently developed, and I guess for a while has had a relationship with Anthropic, right? Anthropic has a model called Claude. It's very effective, very powerful model. And finally, when it comes to Foundry, we've been able to access that now so that we can harness that LLM for developing solutions in Azure.
Okay. And what are some of the measures that Microsoft take to assure customers and partners that the level of security or safety isn't jeopardized?
Well, it's all the fundamentals that you would expect from any of our apps, right? We're talking about identity. We're talking about zero trust. When it comes to AI, we also need to ensure that we are not using AI for issues that may be immoral or just not inclusive, right? So all of these security related issues, this responsibility model, all when you wrap that into one phrase, it's all going to be part of this Foundry and of these LLMs.
Now, to wrap it up, if someone is interested in learning more about Microsoft security and the direction Microsoft is taking, bringing everything into a platform rather than point solutions, what can they do? Who can they reach out to learn more? Aside of, obviously, the CyberWise guys.
Well, if you were working with TD Cities currently, then your TD Cities rep can definitely help you navigate that. You can reach out to me, that's for sure. Greg Wilson at tdcynics.com. Of course, Danny is also excellent at helping figure out where the best resources are for you.
Well, and with that, we're going to conclude. And remember, you need to stay vigilant and stay smart because you want to be cyber wise. Thank you very much and have yourself a lovely day.
Bye, everybody.
Let's go. Greg's got the news, Danny's got the flair. One talks the cloud, the other's out there. Server spinning.